Hello, my name is Stephanie Pukuhi, and today I'm going to explain the parts of a journal article. First, here is my ID. Okay, so here is the article. So first, we have a preliminary section in the article that includes basic information about the authorship. First, we have the title of the article, that in this case is the effects of decisional and academic procrastination on students' feelings toward academic procrastination. Also, here we are find the name of the authors. In this case, are Meirey Khan and Marina Goroshit. If you can see here, there are a superscript number. This indicates the affiliation, and there has a footnote that is at the bottom of the page. So here we can see that the affiliation of both authors is Tel Hai Academic College in Israel. So after this first part, we have the abstract. Well, the abstract is a summary of the whole paper in which the authors state all the information about the research, but is explained briefly in no longer than 250 words. So in the abstract, we have the problem or central argument that in this case is underlined in yellow, that the current research examines the effects of decisional and academic procrastination. Also, we have the hypothesis of the research problem that they assume the academic procrastination will mediate the relation between decisional procrastination and students' feelings toward academic procrastination. Also, we found that in the abstract, they state the number of participants in this study, that are 373 undergraduate social science students. Also, here we have a brief summary of the findings of the results of the study. The results challenge the traditional perception. And also we have a brief summary of the conclusion, that the findings also suggest a difference between the two types of procrastination. Another thing that we found is that are the keywords that should follow after the abstract paragraph. These keywords enable researchers and databases locate the paper more effectively. So we have keywords. And the next part of a journal article is the introduction. Here in the introduction, we are going to provide background information, and also we are going to give the reason why we are conducting a study. We are giving information necessary to understand also why we are doing this. So here the authors give us information about what is procrastination. They give us also theoretical background about the different types of procrastination, how some individuals feel about procrastinate, always with cited authors where they found that information. Also, here we are going to find theoretical support about the study, comparing to other authors that do previous research. So here we have recent findings indicating that decisional procrastination recall fewer happy memories. Despite the wealth of literature on procrastination, we have here only few studies have directly asked students about their feelings. Few studies exploring feelings toward academic procrastination. So they are giving us information that previous studies about procrastination were conducted, but they don't explore the topic that this journal article is going to do. So the findings of this study suggest that upset feelings toward procrastination were only weakly associated with academic procrastination. Here also we are going to find why this study needs to be done is because this habit have not yet been studied in a relation to chronic type of procrastination. So they state the objective or the hypothesis of why they are conducting this study. So raising the question of whether feeling patterns are similar across situational versus chronic types of procrastination. Also, they are giving us more specific information and background theoretical information about the topic that the authors are studying. In this case, they are giving us more information about decisional procrastination and academic procrastination that are the problems that are going to be addressed in this study. So also in this introduction, we are going to identify gaps in the general knowledge and explain why this study is important, and which means we are going to give us some hypotheses about what we are going to find at the end of this study based on the literature review. So here the hypothesis for they have 4 hypotheses. So the decisional procrastination will be positively associated with feelings of discomfort. Academic procrastination will positively associate with desires or to change their habits. Academic procrastination will negatively mediate the relationship between decisional procrastination and feelings of discomfort. And academic procrastination will positively mediate the relationship between decisional procrastination and desire to change this habit. So after the introduction, we have the method. Here in the methods, the authors are going to give us details about the research design and follow it like first participants. Here, the authors are using 373 students of social science. They are participants for this study. They are giving us the range A's and the percent of the students for different years of the college that are participating here. Also, we have the instruments that is, in this case, they are going to use a questionnaire. They are giving us information about how many items a questionnaire have, examples of the questions, and how they are going to assess procrastination. They are going to use academic procrastination scale student form. Also, the different parts that these tests are going to rate, that is preparing homework, writing and submitting papers of considerable length, also preparing for and taking writing tests. So here they are explaining the instrument that the authors are going to use to develop this study. Finally, in methods, we have the procedures. Here, they are going to explain how the instruments are going to be applied. They are designed an online questionnaire. They are going to send a web link. Also explain that there are no rights or wrong answer to the students. Also, they are going to explain that participants are going to sign a consent to complete the questionnaire. Also, in procedure, they are explaining that the participants are allowed to discontinue their participation in the study at any point. And also that there is no incentive for participants what's offered. So here we have also a statistical analysis. Here we are, the authors process to analyze the patterns and trends that they are going to analyze after in the results. And so they explain that our test hypothesized mediation model, which have 2 variables, are predicted by decisional procrastination. They are going to test the null hypothesis regard to mediation effects. So they are going to generate 90% confidence intervals, the access of the vulnerability of the regression coefficients to the possibility of spurious association. So they are going to explain how they are going to do the analytic statistical analysis to get the results. That is the next part of a journal article. So in the results, we are going to explain or present all the data gathered and analyzed through pictures, table, or figures. So here, the authors present at a preliminary stage of the analysis, we ran Pearson B-variate correlation between the research parabolas, and they start explaining how they do that. They present a chart or a table with the Pearson correlation. They also present that in the second stage of their analysis, they perform 2 mediation analyses using the process macro, and the results of that, the contrast that they have to the hypothesis and their results. And we have here more tables and also figures with related to the results. In the results, we also have the discussion part. Here in the discussion, all the finds that the author show in the tables, figures, is compared or contrast with theoretical support from other sources or author. So the present study examined the effects of decisional and academic procrastination, that the relationship between the decisional procrastination and negative feelings, it was hypothesized that while decisional procrastination will predict negative feelings and not the desire to change this habit. So what they found, they first write about another authors and then compare with their study. Also, here we have other finds indicate that decisional procrastination and academic procrastination were moderately and positively associated, and they start discussing their hypotheses with what they found after doing the research. Here also they start discussing more these finds. They suggest that the difference in nature between the two types of procrastination may underline the difference in patterns. They compare with another authors of previous research. And finally, we have the conclusion of our research. In this case, is called practical implication, limitation, and future research. Here, the authors are going to give a brief summary of what they conclude after doing the research. In this case, they are stating some problems that they have during the study. That is very important to understand the possible sources of behavior and how specific students feel about this. That they, for future studies, they need to take into account the students need initially to seek help for his or her chronic dysfunctional decision. Also, here the author state the limitation of the study. In this case, that they say self-report measure, the cross-sectional research design, and the specific sample, which includes most famous who studied social studies. So that were a limitation that only famous, mostly famous answer the questionnaire. Also here, authors state actions for future studies should address, in this case, is the limitations to further understand these findings. In other academic settings, also for future research, should more specifically seek to understand what underlines student academic procrastination. The tendency to delay decision-making may affect the behavioral tendency to procrastinate. Here they have more suggests for future studies that examine the effects of decisional procrastination and other types of behavioral procrastination on feelings regarding procrastination and can be contribute to overall understanding of a distinctive intervention. And the last part of a journal article is the reference. The reference is where the authors include the names of all the authors if they in the text properly. They can cite books, articles, websites, and different sources. This always is in alphabetic order. You can see here is B, C, D, G. So here there are all the authors that were mentioned in this research in alphabetical order and following the APA style. In this case is the last name of the author, their initial, if there are another author, the last name of the second author, their initials, and the ampersand, the third last name of the author, their initial, the year of the publication, the title of the article, the sources where the article came from, the volume, and the pages where the article was found. And we can see here they are all follow APA citation or APA format. So that's all. Thank you for watching.